On my millionaire grind. Every day I'm on my millionaire grind. Every day I'm on my millionaire grind. Every day I'm on my millionaire grind.
What's up, y'all? This your girl Ashley Ave, and I got some of my Southern Soul friends here in the group chat. You feel what I'm saying? Introduce yourself, please.
Cecily Wilborn, Southern Soul's favorite country cousin. What's up, y'all?
CharMeka Joquelle.
And where y'all from?
Man, I'm from Arkansas. Born and raised. A70. Shout out to you.
And I'm from Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, 252.
And y'all already know your girl Ashley Ave all the way from Mississippi. You feel what I'm saying? So what's up, y'all? Let's talk a little bit about Southern Soul.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, first of all, what is Southern Soul? What do y'all feel like makes up that genre sonically? You know what I'm saying? Like what classifies it versus just blues?
It's definitely a vibe. It's a certain vibe that you're going to get. It ain't R&B, but it ain't all the way blues.
Yeah.
It's going to feel a little gospelish. But
Give me some prime examples of some of the people that are like the epitome of Southern Soul to y'all.
what you mean? CharMeka Joquelle,
but
Ashley Ave, Cecily Wilborn.
Look
That's the
at-
sound.
Look her.
What you mean?
Now what, you know what, thank you, first of all. But just from the space of, because I feel like regionally they can differ too. Because I feel like, you know, down here we big on, you know, the Johnny Taylors and, you know what I mean, whatever.
Facts.
Up y'all way, like who are some of y'all like staple?
It's fairly the same, to be honest. Like Betty Wright,
Yeah.
Johnny Taylor,
Marvin C's, Denise.
Yeah.
you know, like it's all that. I think that like what was considered Southern Soul back in the day, the sound is evolving. So what we love is like the new Southern Soul. It's a new sound.
Yeah.
So like it's evolving. It's literally what it says. It's like Southern and it's got soul. Like and that's what everything else. You know, that's what sets it apart from, I think, the other genres.
And I to piggyback off of that, the versatility of it, I've said in a lot of my interviews, when you go to the South, you know you in the South. Right?
For sure.
But Mississippi highways are identifiable.
Mm-hmm.
But you know when you on a Louisiana highway. You know when you in Arkansas. You know when you in Texas.
Yeah.
It's like certain things give you that identifiable trait where regardless of the sign you see, you know you in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi.
Yeah.
So with Southern Soul, it's like you know the sound when you hear, yeah, that's Southern Soul. But depending on who you listening to, yeah, that's that North Carolina Southern Soul.
For
Or
sure.
that's that Mississippi Southern
Yeah.
Soul.
It's different.
Or that's that Arkansas Soul, like Southern Soul. Like, it definitely differs because once again, it's just like the highways. We have our own identifiable traits.
Yeah.
But it's all still Southern Soul.
You know, and I think, because I'm like the new kid on the block, y'all. But with that being said, I'm like, okay, I really got to like do my homework. You know what I mean? I can't just like come over here on some, you know what I mean?
I
Because it's in
respect
your
what's
blood.
going on over
Yeah, you
here.
got to,
I respect that so bad because if you notice, we the only culture that just let people in our stuff because you can't just walk in country.
Right.
You can't just walk in to what is it called?
Country life.
Mexicano music,
Like
Spanish
Kojic
music.
Church.
Right.
Like, you can't just walk in to a lot of genres, but when you come over here to Southern Soul, you look up and there's 2 to 3 new Southern Souls a day.
For sure.
A day.
Definitely.
For sure. Just because they like grew up on it.
Yeah,
And that's what
everybody
I
got
didn't
that,
want to do.
I
you
can
know?
do that too, spirit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
for
But
sure.
it's really hard. Even though the music may sound simple, this is hard. This is hard to do sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cause see, me coming from R&B, y'all, I work with like some of the like very, you know, like progressive producers, you know, work for really big people. But also, when it came to the sounds of Southern Soul, it was like they just couldn't pick it up. You know what I'm
What they
saying?
say about Luther Vandross curl, it just never really
It
quite
never really-
curled all the way.
You know, so I think that, so especially with people like 803 Fresh, like people
Yeah.
really getting a very, very marketable aspect of this type of music. It's like, nah, baby, this ain't easy to just duplicate. Like, you gotta kind of come from this this clout, you
It
know?
ain't what's on you.
Yeah.
One thing about Southern Soul that I do like appreciate is we'll give somebody a chance.
We will.
We'll give somebody a chance.
We will.
We'll put them on the show. We'll let them do their thing because, like, music is really the one thing that kind of like unifies us all. It might not be my favorite, but somebody else out here might like what you're doing.
But
and
bring back the Apollo.
And then, but the thing about it is, and when you go into a Southern Soul show, you gonna be guaranteed to be in contact with at least 3 to 5 promoters in the room. You got DJs in the room. You got the trail riders, the people that dance to your music in the room.
Yeah.
You got the old people that, you know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you kind of still got them bopping, it's like, okay, I got the OGs. So it's like, it's always an opportunity in Southern Soul, opposed to where you go to maybe like a rap show or a R&B show, and it's nothing out there but fans. You know what I'm saying? The artists are back in the room. They're not really supporting the other artists.
Mm-hmm.
They waiting for their time on stage.
That is a big difference.
Soul is more, it's community. It's more of a together genre, and that's why you see so many new people. But we not running out of events. We not running out of platforms to put these people on. We not.
And there's plenty to go around for everybody.
For everybody, yeah.
But I'm gonna tell y'all, I think that one of the reasons that Southern Soul is also becoming a genre that's becoming a prominent one is because now the world is so in a digital space, right? Content. To where you can have a person with 3.6 million followers on Instagram, but they don't convert truly into physical people.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
So record labels or, mainstream music industry, them looking at that and saying, all them people out there in the field, they had to pay for no venue?
No.
Wait, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All this going on independently.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we got to get back to the basics of a show.
And where people don't, this is where they forget the sauce is, y'all. Who paying for the tickets? Mm-hmm. Who's streaming the music? If you satisfy the consumer will not just come with you this one time.
They gonna pay you.
They gonna pay you to come back.
Yeah.
And they gonna pay you daily. They playing your music.
And again, it's an ongoing thing if you take care of the consumer. We have to respect each other's positions to the consumer.
Yeah.
The artists gotta respect the promoters and the DJs. The DJs gotta respect the promoters and artists. Vice versa, like all the way around. If we respect that you the driver wheel and I'm the passenger wheel, and them two, they gonna be the back two wheels. I don't need to do your job.
Right.
And you don't need to do mine.
Facts.
But if we do our jobs together,
we gonna ride.
We can ride. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I really feel like we get to a point. We're getting to a point where it's like a standoff between what used to be and what's about to happen.
Right.
Because they don't want what's about to happen to happen. They don't want it.
So let's talk about like the influencer wave as it pertains to now because the whole the steppers and all that shit is a thing.
Line dancing done took over.
Yeah, so I know we've always had a community of people that enjoy line dancing, right? Yeah. But now the carrying on that we see on social media with all these hundreds of people, joining in for line dance and stuff. Has that always been the way that it's been, y'all way, or like where did that kind of jump off?
To you, this ain't new to me, and it ain't new to y'all. Do y'all remember we used to have CD players. Do y'all not remember getting the first Cupid CD? Or the Cupid Shuffle? Okay. I remember my aunt, I was probably like 13. So that makes my aunt was probably in her 40s. And she swore up and down she could not cha-cha slide. I'm yet teaching her to do boots on the ground now. You hear what I'm telling you? Here we go back again. So many years later, and I'm back in this position with her again. So like you said, nothing is new. It's just we found a way to make it digestible to us. Yes, it's just digestible to our generation now, but it's the same thing.
And like trail rides have been a thing.
They've been
rodeos have been a thing.
Zydeco been here.
That stuff has been going on for years and years and years. But the thing about it is, and I want to say something. I don't think
it's the group chat.
It might be a little controversial, but I feel like content is like a false representation of actual progress in music, because being that we're in, like you said, a generation where it's technology.
Right.
A lot of artists feel like they can't make progress without content creators pushing their music. So not only is it like creating a false representation of what's actually going on. It's cutting out the grind.
Yeah.
It's cutting out the grind. It's cutting out pulling up to the shows and putting your flyers on the cars and sending out your music to the DJs and the things that we've always done where they say like if it ain't broke, don't break it.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's taking away the grind really, and that's the only thing that I don't like about it. Now everybody want a line dance song, everybody, because they feel like if I can get these steppers, these people that's on TikTok and viral, then that's gonna make me pume. But like, you can do the same thing by just being consistent, putting the work in, and don't stop working.
Yeah.
Like those same people, like look at the Luther Vandross song. Having fire. You can't control what they're gonna make a line dance song to. It's like don't force it.
Tamia had to learn her own line dance.
It's gotta feel when it feels good.
Talk about these things.
That's what is inspiring when it feels good.
Yeah.
Not like let me make it look like it feel good.
It can't be forced.
Like that's the only thing that I'm like kind of on the fence because I line dance. I'm a part of a social club. I love to line dance.
I ain't gonna lie, I love to watch y'all line dance. I done seen your group line dance.
Fast,
like,
but as an artist, I want people to enjoy my music, not because it got moves to it.
Yeah.
But because you actually like the song. Like we put a lot of work.
I just told somebody in the studio, bro,
music.
if I go to a show and I do my song, if there are people that don't want to two-step and they just want to jump up and down,
yes,
I want them to feel so confident in the feeling of the music that they don't even realize that they jumping up and down and people staring at them.
Yeah. Right.
Like if that's where they are mentally and they just want to stand there.
They don't feel like the only way for them to be able to participate in the song
is to line
is to
dance.
know the line
dance.
I don't
they
care
telling people
whether
get out the way.
Right.
And I understand maybe like the culture of the actual trail ride with the boots on the ground with the dust.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't know the dance, go to the side. But it's like that's not the only there's room for regular listeners.
Yes.
There's room for people that just want to two-step.
Hey, and I'm going to go even further to say there's still room for regular shows in arenas where people don't even have a dance floor where they can just sit
and be serenaded.
And just enjoy the show.
Yeah.
There's still room for those people.
Right. Right.
So I know shade to the trail.
Yeah, we love a little two-step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's more. There's so much more.
Girl, I feel like I've been having so much fun since I came over here from R&B. It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Bro, what I don't want to happen is line dancing is the new face of Southern Soul.
Yeah.
Because the genre is so much deeper and it's so much more depth to that music that we create than field parties.
I 1,000% agree.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I don't want to get washed down.
So, alright, so if you both of you guys do know, I'm producing a documentary right now.
Yes, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And when I tell you, it's been such a journey. Like
that's an honor to be able to do that for your dad's legacy, though.
Girl,
like I love that because I'm a daddy's girl too, so I get it.
Yeah, and your daddy come from
and you want people to remember not just what they saw all the time, but even the intricate things that you're there. Like you want them to see that.
For sure.
When I saw what you were doing, I was like, bruh,
yeah, because I think one of the hardest thing about grief is like when you feel like the world has like forgot about people.
Yeah, and they're just moving on.
Yeah,
I get that.
Everybody moving on. You're like, what the hell? What the
hell? If it wasn't for him,
no, for real.
You know, but one of the topics in the documentary that comes up a lot is how gospel quartet music is linked to Southern Soul.
It is. It is.
Talk to me about that.
It's a sound the same way, but it's history. In history, where did blues come from? Came from us. Church. Where did country music come from? It came from blues. Mm-hmm. It came from us.
Yeah.
Everything has evolved from us.
Yeah.
So once again, there's something in us that we are the sauce. Mm-hmm. It's not the percussion. Right. It's not the beat. It's not the BPM. It ain't even the dance moves.
Yeah.
It's us. And it's what we putting in it. I'm not going to lie to you. I like to sing country because of the stories. Mm-hmm. But when I hear you sing the jump that you and Cupid got, it takes me to a totally different place. Mm. You know what I'm saying? We in the same genre. Them two totally different moods, you know?
Right.
I don't know where other people are expecting this to go because it's going somewhere. But where I'm hoping we end up going is back to our roots.
Right.
Like the music, shout out to Sinners. Have y'all really listened to the soundtrack on Sinners? Mm-hmm. So I did a year at BB King's, right?
Okay.
and you know they force you to learn
Right.
the real
1700
the
something.
real stuff.
Right.
And I was like, man, listening to that soundtrack, I said, bro, that's what I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
That's us.
Yes.
If I go back to when I was a little kid and my dad was doing quartet programs and they had the unions or whatever back in the day where all the quartet groups came together, everybody had to pay $10 or whatever. If we go back to the days,
Hecked out like a trail ride.
hecked out like a trail ride.
Boots on the ground.
You
the original boots on
understand.
the ground.
Yes, for real.
The sound we heard on Sinners, that's what we heard in the church.
Mm-hmm.
For real. So
Even
there's
that
no
scene where they
difference.
was all out there dancing and like we all fam. Like that was a
That was-
club. We all fam.
That was us.
But the
Declare.
thing about it is,
We need to go back.
music is ministry.
Yeah.
So, like that's why you are able to reach so many different hearts
Exactly.
doing your thing, and so like. That's what I like always like to keep in mind when I create music. Like remember I was talking to you about how I don't really hear sad songs. I don't really it doesn't get dropped on me to make like struggle music or songs that only the sad
it's
can
not where you-
resonate with.
Because that's not where you from.
That's not where I'm from, and I feel like that's not what I want to use my platform to do. Like I feel like it's enough systems and things to separate us and to, take us off I like to make music that feels good, that make you, if you having a bad day, you feel better after listening. Whether I'm saying grown man or, whether it's good day or Seal the Deal is about love or,
All I'm saying is come down to the candy shop. Will put me
It
there.
feels
Baby,
It'll put
my
me
baby
there.
love that song.
It'll
it
put
feels
me there.
good. And before you realize it, you
Yeah.
You in there.
that's
Yeah.
you know what I'm
in there.
saying? Like it's just
You in there.
you can take the kids out the
But
church.
I don't want you to feel like, see, this is where we get messed up at, right? I don't want you to feel like you got to justify why you in that vein.
No, I
You
don't.
in that
I'm just
vein,
no. I'm
oh
just
God,
saying.
And I don't want, I just feel like the industry sometimes will ask you, like,
Why you
why
don't
you
have?
don't do this?
Mm-hmm.
Why you do? I'm not justifying why I'm in a vein because
Right.
if I'm in this vein, Ashley might be in the opposite vein.
Yeah.
So if you want that, go call Ashley.
Thanks.
If you want something else, call Charmeka.
Somebody
but
doing
don't
it.
feel like I'm gonna change me
No.
Right.
so that
No.
you can see me do a version of it
Right.
that ain't even authentic to me.
Or people want to see you like in a different light, as if the person that I'm working on is not good enough.
Exactly.
Like I'm already working on the person that that you see.
Exactly.
The CharMeka Joquelle that y'all get on stage, like
Exactly.
I created her in a way. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can't tell me what I got to be doing to be successful. Like I'm good, you know.
Exactly.
And
Enjoy this ride.
my blessings gonna come when it's time for them to.
Enjoy
Yeah.
the ride.
Right.
Come over here and sit down and enjoy the ride.
And I think another thing that's very like rich about Southern Soul is, for one, it's like the only black genre of music where you don't have to feel insecure about aging. You don't have to feel insecure about being country. You know, we was recording a record last night and she said baby, and I was like, well, maybe you should put an A on it. Baby, she was like, oh baby, he ain't gonna say baby, he gonna say baby. I said, you know what I mean? But we able to own that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not feel like we gotta clean it up, or you know what I'm saying? So I just think that there's a transparency about Southern Soul that just speaks for
I
the
love
That's what it
for
is.
the common folk.
it. It keeps
you
us
know?
relatable.
You
For
can be
sure.
It
drunk.
definitely keeps us
You can
relatable.
smoke weed.
Man.
You can you could be sad. You could cut up. You could dance all night. You could be sweaty. You could be chunky.
For
you could be
sure.
small.
How
Yeah.
many times is the objective of the goal? Okay, so the music we used to listen to in 2000, y'all, we had them big old chains. And you know what I'm saying?
Oversized everything.
Oversized everything. So now everybody
Tall
is in,
teeth.
it don't matter if your jeans dirty.
Yeah,
It don't matter if your boots got mud on them.
Keep
or
it
not.
dust.
for sure.
Do it on purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Like they tried to do a
like,
trail ride toward Memphis. The folks, they had heels and
You
stuff. And I know that was about to be a mess.
What did the friends say? I did about themselves. Okay.
You know?
So I honestly feel like what you said earlier, it's just evolving, bro. It's
Yeah.
evolving.
Yeah.
And it's fun to watch because we shaking up stuff so bad. I think we got our ancestors a little scared.
Bro, the crazy part
We
is
got them a little scared.
the age
For
group
sure.
and the we was born right in the middle. Like we got it was like not saying the old school music was dying, because it's not gonna die.
No.
But it's like we were able to appreciate,
Yeah.
because granted and maybe I'm speaking for myself, but I don't think so. Like when I was a kid, my mom was like 30, in the 30 plus. So now she's like 50 plus, and so I'm like, I was raised by that generation of the music that I really, really love. But then it's like I was brought up in this new school, so it's like we got like
you got to balance. That's what I'm saying. It's like we're the bridge. We are literally the bridge. I love that my children listen to Southern Soul. Yes, this lets me know that we are the bridge,
and that we'll be okay. They'll be okay with music.
We are the bridge because check it. We stopped mumble rap.
Yeah.
We stopped quick the sing rap.
Right.
Everybody is now on Southern Soul.
And
even the people that don't want to do Southern Soul, guess what they doing? Urban country.
For
and
sure.
Look, this one of my favorite things about it is the older generation of that's still doing music and doing shows and stuff like that, they sound ain't changing. It ain't got to.
Yeah.
So that's why I know like my sound that I create for myself, it still can be timeless. I ain't gotta my sound ain't got to grow with the sound. You just caught it at the time that it came through.
And people gotta understand, look at people like James Brown, look at people like Marvin Gaye, people like Al Green, Tina Turner. Every last one of them were before their time.
Right.
When they first started.
For sure. I feel like we are experiencing. I feel like we are experiencing the James Brown era right now.
Do you notice how we get mad when certain artists change their sound? Like, let me use an example. Like when Beyonce went Sasha Fierce, we was all in the uproar. Like, no, we like Beyonce. We like the Destiny Child.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, bro, it ain't never stopped nothing. She still kept evolving and growing. But then you got artists that don't change. Yeah. That stay in their lane. They still can be just as successful. Right. You feel me?
John Mayer been the same John Mayer.
For sure.
You feel me?
For sure.
He ain't changed.
You ain't got to switch.
You don't want nothing else. You want when you go to a John Mayer show.
Ed Sheeran has not changed. Ed Sheeran gonna be the same Ed Sheeran. Pokey Bear. Pokey ain't changed. Megan Trainor ain't changed. John Legend ain't changed.
Theodis.
These people are the same, and I'm talking about these are different genres.
Yeah,
all different. Southern Soul, R&B, pop, songwriter. Every genre got them artists. That once they lock in, you don't want them nowhere else. Thanks. And I hate that because I don't want people to feel like it puts them in a box. But you got some artists that want the box.
Yeah.
And when you find them artists that want the box, let them stay in there. They probably got a bag.
Let them stay in there.
They probably got a bag in there.
For sure. Yeah, you trying to be.
You don't have to
recreate the blueprint.
Now you know
they got theirs together.
Like us like really, really creatives. You know what I'm saying? Like when we do an experiment with other things, it's not necessarily because I want to switch my sound or something, but God just blessed me with a lot of good stuff.
And so you might have woke up one morning and was like, I'm gonna try something.
I'm gonna do a little pop song real quick just to see.
Yeah.
You know, you can't never stop creating. What you do in that lane might help you in the one you're in.
Yeah.
But if you don't never go out there, experience other people's gifts. Because what are you going to be inspired by? If God was going to give you the blueprint and the recipe, then you would have been.
Bro, listen, I tell people all the time, I got to pop his stuff for just a minute. Shout out to Kane 803.
Yeah.
When I teamed up with Kane, y'all, no joke, I had my own sound with this country thing. But I had never had my country sound teamed up with something different.
Okay.
When I teamed up my sound and his together, that was like a Kool-Aid.
That's a new sound.
Yeah.
It was a Kool-Aid pie.
For sure.
Swear. I ain't never tasted that kind of Kool-Aid pie. I was like, what is that? Can we recreate that again? Is that possible?
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, if I do that with a South Carolina sound or a North Carolina sound, if I team up with a guy in Texas, what that's going to
Yes.
If I team up with somebody in Louisiana, what
would that always be different.
Because now, now you stretching my mind. And so he really created a beast. So that's why I say I got to pop his stuff, because I was caught in a box, in a quartet box when he met me. And he kept saying, man, stop being scared, man. Just try it. Just try it. Red Cup Blues had me scared to death.
Really?
I almost didn't even drop that song.
Was that
I almost didn't drop the song, so I'm like, bro, that's country. They not gonna let me do that over here.
Wow.
He was like, man, I'm telling you, you trust me.
But see,
let me cook.
Yeah, let me do you trust me? So I was like, all right, bro.
Wow, that's beautiful.
I love the fact that we are so different and we figuring out how to gel.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing.
Now, one thing you said without saying is, see, you gotta work with people that are fans of you.
Yeah, that's true.
If you want to create a sound
You gotta step out.
that's unshakable,
You gotta step out.
and that's locked in and gelled in, you gotta pay attention to the people you working with. If you producers, if you want to work with an artist, go listen to their songs. Go see what they do. Go see what their range is.
For real.
You done made me a song and it's in soprano. I don't sing soprano.
For real.
Right.
But
I'm a cold alto too.
if you listen to me, then you will know, and vice versa. Like, we gotta be supportive of one another. Like,
Facts.
everybody streaming. I was telling Ashley this yesterday. Like, just imagine if, and you know, this is hypothetically speaking, but just imagine if collectively, let's just say the top 15 Southern Soul artists that's out here right now, if we agreed this week we pushing Ashley Ave, all of us on all our platforms.
Crazy.
This week we pushing this. Next week we gonna push CharMeka Joquelle.
That's going crazy.
Yeah.
We pushing all her music.
That's going crazy.
Every day with new content, pictures, booking flyers,
That's going
posters,
crazy.
or where they gonna be at.
Yeah.
Do you know how fast we will blow each other up?
Right.
Okay, so this is what.
This without a DJ.
I asked my husband that same thing about shows.
Mhm.
It wasn't even about the streams. It was about shows. I said, baby, just think about it. If we had 10 artists, right? No, I said 12. I said, we got 12 months in a year. In them 12 months, if we get 12 artists, they got a different birthday in every month. No matter what your shows got going on, this group of 12 people, we showing up
For your birthday show.
for that birthday show.
Yeah.
And we doing what we got to do for that birthday show.
Yeah.
Now, I ain't saying I'm going to promote your show, but I'm telling you, put my face on the flyer. Let your people know I'm pulling up.
Right.
Because this is what we do for each other.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
then we gonna sell out those shows.
Then
We on
stay
every
back. Yeah.
At this point, you can't say, well, I done been such and such 11 times. We all been.
We all
Right.
did it.
Everybody
Right.
did it. Everybody
Facts.
played their part. Stop trying to act like you did more.
Yeah.
Whether your builder had 500 or whether your builder had 15,000,
Yeah.
that was your birthday.
Right.
You take the door. You do what you gotta do.
You
to
do
make
what you
your
gotta
money.
do.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, we come.
We come.
It's like a tithing with your credit
It's
community.
coming.
Quartet used to do that as a
Yeah.
unit.
Yeah.
They used to do that as a unit.
Right.
That's what I was saying. So, like, once again, that's why I said I hope that the more we evolve backwards.
Yeah.
Let's go back to what we used to do. Stop being selfish, trying to feel like you did more work than the next person. We're all going to do work.
Right.
And our work ain't going to be the same.
Yeah.
Because I ain't going to lie, you a heck of a writer.
Thank you.
You're a heck of an arranger. You're a heck of a writer. So, I mean, Jesus, what if we go find some girls that they got some strengths we don't have, and we say, okay, well, if you help us with this, we'll help you with your writing.
Right.
Because everybody don't have the same gifts. But we get so caught up in our selfishness.
Right.
Feeling like, well, I ain't doing more work than she did. Well, your load may be a little heavier because your gift weighs a little more.
Yeah. Nah, I just think it'll be a much better community if the money flowed in these different type of, you know what I mean, in these different type of ways. You see what I'm saying?
And people you can't rely on just one thing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? You can't rely on one person to make you rich.
Yeah.
Like, I love how I use my birthday bash. My birthday bash, my husband did all the business. But I do know when he got through taking care of everybody, when it came time for the show to start, I said, baby, who I need to pay? He said, everybody taken care of. Before the show started. That was a good feeling. So now, when my friends come in here, they finna come here and show their tail.
Yeah.
They ain't got nothing to worry about. Their rooms was
And
right.
for the most part, like, everybody stayed to cheer everybody
And
else
that
on.
was fun.
too.
That was a heck of fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was
Right.
such a vibe.
It was.
I told my husband, I
I
said,
enjoyed
man,
myself.
if Charmeka called me for a birthday bash, bro, I wish she would talk money with me. Like,
Yeah.
At this
It was
point,
lit.
like, it was such a vibe that I want to go back and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For everybody that came and did it for me. Because, I mean, this was a vibe. So
Right.
let's do it again.
Right. Gotcha.
So I really want us to just evolve backwards. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with female versus male because there is some stuff going on with that too.
Yeah.
But
To go back to the drawing board, same music, same stuff, different. We need to go back to the
Yeah.
checklist. Okay, we need
Man.
this ain't working. Let's
These women, man, we making a
sliding.
advance.
and we doing it real quiet.
Yeah, we
You
making
pop up
an
and somebody got
advance.
like 4 million streams. We like, yeah, she did that.
You know what I mean?
She did that.
Like, so I'm just, man, I'm just excited to be a part
Me too.
You know what I mean?
But I'm
community.
glad you came in
you.
because you're an asset. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Southern Soul,
In every way.
because we're changing so much, the sound and the quality of what they're used to is changing also.
Yeah.
So we need people, just because you're new to Southern Soul, you're not new to the industry. And
Yeah.
we need people that are seasoned that actually know what the industry is.
Right.
And not just trying to come in
making
here and
up
do
rules.
something.
And
Right.
making up
No,
rules,
for sure.
you know what I'm saying? The industry does have rules.
Yes.
And we need people that are seasoned to come in, not necessarily tell people what to do, show them that when you do the work,
Yeah.
these are the results.
Right.
And when they start catching on, it's gonna catch like wildfire. Oh, she's saying I gotta post at least twice a day in order for my algorithm to get right.
Right.
Because I saw her do that.
Yeah.
And just
Might as
let
well.
me say, disclaimer, if you ain't genuinely trying to help somebody,
Oh God.
Yes.
keep it to yourself. We promise we are not needy for help.
Yeah.
I promise. Nobody, listen, we don't need help. We
But
appreciate
still,
help.
This where accountability come in. Let me preach real quick.
I'm fan it.
You can't let somebody do something for you that you can do for yourself and expect them to not feel like they irreplaceable. Because you giving your time and energy away.
Right.
I could have did that for myself. Bring me something to the table that I can't bring myself.
Right.
Other than that, I don't need you over here.
But you know what?
For sure.
I'm a rebuttal that because
I ain't need you over here.
I don't mind folks sitting over here that's good at what I'm good at.
No,
we-
I'm saying like
like-
you can't come in here and tell me you finna charge me $1,000 to write me a song.
For stuff that
And I can
already
sing.
do.
Oh yeah, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
That's
No,
what
I
I'm
get
saying.
that.
Like so, like now, when you come into the table with people that already have value, recognize the value at the table and bring something that they ain't already
Ooh,
got.
and
sure.
don't be coming to me talking about some less work.
You
And
hear
then
me?
after we work, now you want to charge me.
You hear me?
You
we
talking to me, boo.
We talking to the discussion.
You wanted to work with me, boo.
in the beginning.
Hold on. Cause we didn't stay here. We didn't do all this
They
work.
do that to the women more than they do that to the men. Cause the men,
sure.
I swear to you,
The
men don't
standard
have
is
to
different, baby.
It's so different.
Cause they bad. They be getting their bag
It's so different.
with they chains and they boots and they hat. They get their
And
bag.
all I'm saying is, we
You know
can't,
what I'm
our
saying?
lashes gotta be right, our edges gotta be laid, your body gotta be right. Like we can't misstep. Your
Yeah.
notes better not slip. You better not forget no words.
You better have that girl on.
You hear me? You hear me?
Woman.
Like at this point, we can't get away with hardly nothing, and they can just roll out of bed, bro. I have seen Post Malone go on stage looking like he just rolled out the bed.
For sure.
I said, if a woman would have did that,
For sure.
what's her name? Billie Eilish.
Billie
Is that her
Eilish.
name?
Yeah.
She's the only one I know that they let come out looking
for
like,
sure.
like a tomboy.
I ain't mad
She's
at
the
that.
only one.
I ain't
That's
mad
why they
at
little
that.
green patch at the top.
But they let her do it. They let her do it.
You know-
Anybody else, they were crucified.
I'm not mad at that
green
though.
patch at the top.
I'm not mad at that because as a woman,
You are Billie Eilish.
Hold
You're gonna
up.
be our Billie.
we supposed to, you know what I'm saying? We supposed to do our thing. We supposed to do our big one. We supposed to look better than the men. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know, we supposed to step
But
out and
I ain't gonna lie
We
though,
need that
but
bag. Okay?
let's be honest. Let's be honest. As a woman in Southern Soul, we gotta sell it all.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
we gotta sell the vocals, we gotta sell the look, we gotta have the image, we gotta have the content, we gotta have
Right.
the you know,
package.
Personality.
you gotta have
all of it.
all of that. You know what I'm saying? But that's what makes it so offensive when we are underrated.
Yeah.
Because
We had to come in with that.
guys, no effect. We do more than y'all, and y'all know we do. Let me look at y'all
sure.
know we do.
For sure.
So, like, I would expect more men in the genre to help us.
There are a few. Shout out to the
No,
ones
there
that
are
do.
a lot.
Yeah.
There are a lot.
Shout out to the ones that do.
From my
Especially
experience.
Me
Yeah.
too. I wrote a song about them
In
Yeah.
my experience,
Yeah.
I'm the only girl
on your team.
on KG Music Group.
Yeah,
So
for real.
our guys, they like my brothers. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like they do that.
Facts.
But on other platforms and other teams and stuff like that,
It ain't that
you
dynamic.
see that the women are
Yeah.
we get swamped out, and it's not because we're not good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
It's just because we gotta work so hard,
Yeah.
and we feel like a lot of times we're working by ourselves.
Yeah.
For real,
Like,
for real.
Or when you know that, in retrospect or looking at some of the people, the women that have came before us, seeing the type of deals that they still in. You know what I'm saying?
And I shout out to
And not happily.
Shout out to the TTs that called it before I got in my mix. It was like, baby, no, don't do that. Don't touch that. Don't talk to him.
Right.
Like, there's some out there that didn't call me.
Yeah. So basically, I think that what we're getting around to, like, is we know, us as grown women, we know that this is a very male-dominated industry. Genre. You know what I mean? More than probably any other. But with that being said, it's one of those things where it has to be a shared responsibility. So me and y'all have to acknowledge that too. You know what I mean? And be willing to look out for us in turn. Because there ain't nobody to fight for the black man like the black woman. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all, look, our battery going low here on our cell phone in the group chat. But man, listen, we thank y'all for tuning in, me and my sisters, okay? Man, listen, make sure y'all follow all of us. Follow your girl at Ashley Ave _music. CC, tell them.
Y'all follow me, Cecily Wilborn, on everything.
CharMeka Joquelle, same thing. Instagram, CharMeka. You just type CharMeka and
Google us.
They gonna do the rest for you.
Period. Clock it.
Google
Hey,
us.
girls.
That's right.
CC, come on.
Make sure y'all stream that music.